How are you doing this evening? Yes, it is how to help your child become more productive. The journey is still skill up your child, raising productive children, or empowering your children with productivity skills. It has been a month. Yes, the month is still going, and we'll be learning. It's back-to-back learning. If you are not taking the challenge, then you've missed a lot because the challenge has really been empowering. For me, yes, my productivity personally has improved, and my children's productivity has also improved because of the application of what we have learned. Like I always say, when you take action, you get results. If you don't take action, you will not get results. We've had a couple of live classes since we started. We had the first live class, we had the second live class, and this is the third live class, and it's still all centered on how to help your children become more productive. I don't want to go into what it means to be productive because we've treated that in the first class, and in the second class we also refer to it, and probably as we go on in this class we can also talk about it in passive. We all want to raise productive children. That is it. Whether now, whether in the future, we are all concerned about how our children can be productive, and that is what this class is further about, to kind of empower us more with skills to help us raise productive children. Last week was all about raising independent children. Your child will need to be independent to be productive. Yes, you can't take productivity away from independence. So if you have not seen that video, go and see last week's Friday masterclass. Is all about raising independent children so that your children can be productive. So today's class is how to help your child become productive. Again, like I always say, I hope after this class you are going to take action. If you don't take action, you would have wasted your time coming here. You would have wasted my time sitting here and doing this. It is what it is. If you take action, you are going to get results. No action, no results. And if you're in the academy so far, if you are taking the challenge and you are not taking action, I'm not sure if you are going to get results. I don't guarantee you results because it's not magic. But if you have been taking action, I guarantee you by now you're already getting results. And at the end of the day, if you're able to structure your home to reflect productivity, like the first class we had was all about creating an atmosphere that inspire productivity. If you're able to structure your home to inspire productivity, I assure you that you are going to get results going forward. So let's go into raising productive children. My name is Elimie Orebo, and this is Parenting with Elimie Orebo. And this is brought to you by the Visionary Parent Academy. It's an academy where parents come together to craft their vision, set their goals, and learn skills to help them smash their parenting goals and ultimately achieve their parenting vision at the end of the day. Yes, parenting begins with a vision. You need to know where you are going to. My grandmother used to say, if you know where you are going to, then you stay on course. You are going to focus. It's like you are likely going to get to where you are going to because you have a roadmap. Know where you are going to, create a roadmap, and you are going to get there. Now, if we look at all people, everyone around us, everyone you know, whether you just read them in history, you know them physically, who have made success in their lives, who have achieved success, you realize that there's something they deliberately, or they may not have deliberately done. There was something that worked for them. So these are the things we put together, and we want to actually apply it in our parenting so that it will work for our children. Our children will achieve success. It is what we do in the Visionary Parent Academy. Again, welcome to today's class. It's all about how to help your child become more productive. You want to go to our first class, creating an atmosphere that inspires productivity, and our second class, how to raise an independent child, so that you are following this class. And if you're in the academy, like I said, if you're in the challenge, I hope you'll be taking action. So the first thing I want to talk about here today, I have about 11 points. I'm just going to rush through them so that this class is not super long. It's how to help your children become more productive. We all want to have our children to be productive. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is something I have always talked about, something you would have heard several times. However, I realize that very many parents, we do not take action. We want to raise productive children. We do not have a routine. We don't have routines. Nah, we don't. We just wing it. No, the very first thing you want to do is to have routine. Have a routine as a family. As a family, you must have a routine. You cannot afford to wing it. You must have a routine. You must have a structure. It is very important. You know, I was going to listen to a podcast on YouTube earlier on, and I saw something. 5 things successful people do first thing in the morning. That is a routine. 5 things successful people do first thing in the morning. It is a routine. What they do, yes, the thing they do that inspire, what they do that will lead them to productivity. I remember one time on a group, a parent was saying that, oh, my child, I don't know, I still have to tell him what to do and all of that. Even though we've had a routine for a long time, I still have to always tell him. And I asked, how is your routine like? He said he doesn't have it, they don't have it written down. She just expect the child should just like the child should know already. Something like, okay, they've been doing this, that's what she does. You wake up in the morning, you do this, you expect the child to know. And I said, what is stopping you from writing it down? Why don't you have it written down? Someone said, good evening. Oh, thank you so much, ma. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sarah, for Akande Sarah. Thank you so much, ma. Why don't you have it written down? What is difficult in having it written down? Why don't you have it written down? So the first thing you want to do, dear parents, if you do not have a routine, you are not doing it right. First thing you want to do is to create a routine for your children, for your family. Have a routine, daily routine. That way the children know what to do, how to do it, what to expect every single day. In the challenge, I've talked about this. Have a routine. Have a routine. Don't wing it. Now, the truth of the matter is, if you don't have your routine properly structured, you are likely going to forget. That is it. You are likely going to forget. And then your child too will forget, because distraction will come in the way. They will forget. And when they now forget, because they forget, they will not be able to do it. It will make them less productive. At the end of the day, you are going to now remember, oh, my child was supposed to do XYZ. My child did not do it. And you are angry. You are vexed. So you begin to do some of the things you have said, oh, I will not do again. I will not yell. I will not smack. I will not threaten. I will not nag. You see yourself doing them. Have a routine. Have a family routine. Everybody has a routine. In the morning, XYZ. Later in the day, XYZ. Before you just have a routine for your family. It is important. In the military, they are so disciplined. They have routines. In body houses, the difference between your body house that you send your children to and at home is that body houses, they have structures. They have routine. There's a time they do something. There's a way they do something. It is spelled out. It is expected. Everyone knows it. And when they fall short, what happens? They have a consequence. In the military, what do they go? They go to the guard room, or they go to officers' mess. I did my youth service there when I did my first degree, and I know that when the officers misbehave, they go to the officers are the kind of category that went to the university. I want to call it that. They went to their military school, like university, while the other ranks, they are the ones that are like the not so semi-skilled. I'm using that to categorize them. So when they break the rule, what do? They go to the guard room, the office, the other ranks. When the officers make a break the routine, what do? They go to the officers' mess. So they have a routine. It is why they are disciplined. It is why they are able to perform optimally. They are productive. Even children in body houses, they have a routine. It is why they are productive. It is why your child in the body house comes back, they look more, they are more independent. They are more able to navigate life. I want to use that word. Many parents send their children to body house so that the body house can help them shape them. What they shape them, they don't have magic wand to shape them. What they have to shape them is the routine, the structure they have in place. You can also create that for your children. You're not sending your children to a body house. You have routine. Have it for them. Everything you must. I'm stressing it because I know how important it is. If you begin to deliberately key into routine, you are going to see how much difference there is going to be in your parenting. Now, routine doesn't come without consequences. We have a video in this channel on consequences, natural consequences. Because you have created a routine, it has a consequence. This evening, I was talking to my children. I was telling them that when you wake up late, when you wake up late, you feel grumpy. Am I the one that is feeling grumpy? They said, no, I am not the one that is feeling grumpy. You are the one that is feeling grumpy because you did not go to because you did not go to bed on time. You did not have enough rest. So you wake up when you are supposed to wake up. You are feeling grumpy. I am not the one feeling grumpy. You are the one feeling grumpy. I remember one time my son didn't eat to school. He was angry, and I asked him, who was hungry? Was I the one hungry? I'm not the one hungry. You are the one hungry. So what are we not talking about? It is what natural consequences. Like I said, we have a video on structure in this channel. We have a video on natural consequences in this channel. You need to check them out and create a routine. Apologies if my light is not so bright. I really sincerely apologize. I'm running out of battery. That is why. Now, the next thing you need to do is setting of goals. Now, you agree with me that this is one of the major keys and tools we are using in the Skill Up Challenge group. Create goals. Have everyone create their goals. Your children create their goals. You create your goals. This evening, one of the things we do, we create our goals and we review them every evening. This evening, my kids have created their goals against tomorrow. We have a daily goal sheet, like a to-do list. We have it. I show them in the Skill Up Challenge group. I show them. We have it there. So what we do, someone said, oh, who's that? We have what is it called? We have a daily goal sheet where everything we are expected to do for the day, everything we do in the house, not just for the day, everything we do in the house from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, Saturday, all of them, they are written there. So all they need to do is just to bring that sheet, look at the ones they are going to do for the day and take it out and add extra. For example, my daughter is going to take off her hair tomorrow and lose her hair tomorrow. So it's part of her goal. She has written it on her goal list. I was just telling myself when I was coming back from school, when I was going for school, that, I need to include regular checking of the car. Like on Saturdays, I'm going to include this on Saturdays. On Saturdays, I need to always check my car, check the oil, check the water, check everything I need to check. I need to include that in my hello, thank you, welcome Sarah Wood. You are welcome. What time is there? So I need to include it on that list, so that on Saturdays I will always remember to go and check when I set my goals, I'll write it down. Even calls people, if you are someone who don't always remember to call, like me, I don't always remember to call, and people I want to call, I just put it there. I create a list on my phone, I put it there. On Saturdays I remember, the day I'm supposed to call, I remember, okay, today I'm going to make calls to everybody that are on my list that I need to call. So create daily goals. Your children have goals. You have goals. You have expectations. They know where they are. Goals leads to productivity, because you are not just living randomly. You have a vision. You have where you are going to. That will kind of inspire you. You know what you want to achieve, right? That is goal. What you want to achieve. So you work daily, because creating of goals is not just, create a goal. We also have a video on goals creation here. You need to check it out. When you create a goal, you break it down. You break it down to actionable steps. After breaking it down to actionable steps, you have your plans. I shared this in the Skill Up Challenge group. You have your plans in one of the videos we did earlier. You have your plans. After breaking your goals into steps, you have your plans. You have the who, the when, the why, the where, and everything of your goal. So it makes your child more productive. Number one, I said create a routine. They must have daily routine. And number two, I said they must have goals. The big goals, the monthly goals, the weekly goals, and the daily goals. They must have goals. Holiday is coming, summer holiday is coming. Your children should not do the summer holiday without having goals. They should not do the summer holiday without having goals. And those goals must be breaking down into every day, because productivity is measurable. You can measure productivity, and it is measured against the goals they have set. One of the things parents do is you just expect your child to be productive. You come back, you are nagging. You haven't done, you are just nagging. You just I remember one of the things my parents used to do back then. My dad comes in and sees us sitting, and then you are sitting, maybe you are watching television. It's an offense, It's an offense to just sit and watch television. Now it becomes nagging. You over nothing. You are angry. What should you do? Your child has a list of goals or to-dos they are supposed to achieve for that day. So you get up, you see them, you ask them, have you done X, Y, Z and all of that? They have done all of that. Then you know that, okay, they have been productive for today. But for very many parents, they do not have anything to measure the productivity. So when a child is sitting down, they know that, oh my God, this child is just, what is it called? This child is being lazy. The child may not be lazy. Like me, for example, I set my goals for the week, and at the end of the day, when I'm able to achieve my goals, I actually can lazy about. I can, like today, I saw a movie. Why? Because I was able to achieve my goals. So I don't feel guilty. Like the very many of us, oh, when we are relaxing, we feel guilty. When we are not working, we feel guilty. It is what we try to push to our children. But when we have our goals, we have achieved our goals, we actually know that, okay, we can actually relax. These children can relax. So you must have goals. Your children must have goals for the month. They must have goals for the week. They must have goals for the day. And to set goals for them, we have a video on goal setting for children in this group, and also in this channel, and also in the Skill Up class. I have talked about goals. I've talked about goals in the video. I've talked about planning for your goals in the video. You need to go back. If you're in the Skill Up class, then you need to go back there and follow the initial videos and follow every other thing. Now, the next thing is to teach your children how to prioritize. Teach children how to prioritize. One of the things that make children not to be productive is they don't know how to prioritize. Let me give you a practical example. Yesterday, my daughter got back from school and she said, oh, mommy, we are practicing for our graduation. She's in grade 6. She's graduating to JSS1. We are practicing for our graduation, and my teacher asked us to go and learn a particular dance. Can I just Google it on YouTube? Can I check it out on YouTube? And I said to her, okay, you want to check it out on YouTube, right? That's fantastic. That is not a big deal. However, you need to check your goals that you already have set for today. Check them, and you need to look for a free time to insert that particular thing, because it is just coming in and it is not urgent. It's not an emergency. So if it is not an emergency, you cannot prioritize it over what you have sat down to set. If it's an emergency, it is good and fine. You can prioritize it. It can come first. But because it is not an emergency, what you are going to do, you are going to look at your goals for today, your to-do for today. You are going to write it somewhere. Now, if there's no free time for your to-do, it simply means that all the activities you have to look at how you can rush them. You have to increase your speed so that you find time to do it. Now, if you can, okay, sorry, network. So I said maybe tomorrow morning you try to wake up earlier, or you try to finish your chore earlier so that you can do it tomorrow. That is it. Teach them to prioritize, because sometimes they don't know how to set priorities. So they do the things that are not relevant, the things that are not productive at their peak performing time. The time they perform most, they play away that time, they do the relevant things. At the end of the day, then they are so tired, they are not able to do the productive things. And I let me also explain further. I see very many homes, children, they wake up in the morning, they're watching television. Excuse you, why? You wake up in the morning to watch television? No. Are you going to watch television? Of course they are going to watch TV, but they can't watch TV in the morning, because TV is fun, it's play, and it's enjoyment, I want to call it. And enjoyment comes after work. So they need to learn to do what is important first. Of course, I say maybe the TV is a learning resources and they have learning structured in the morning. That is fine. Where that is not the case, no, it is a big no. So teach your children also how to prioritize. That is one way to help them to be productive. Another thing is time management. Yes, teach your children to manage their time. I shared something on Facebook some time ago, how I was teaching my children to manage their time, how they can actually waste time. Yes, time is one resources that we can waste, and you can never ever get it back. I told them that, see, everybody has 24 hours in a day, but some people use it so much that they become so successful, while others, they still have the same 24 hours, but they struggle. One thing is they are not able to manage their time. So you have to teach your children how to manage the time. If you are in the visionary parent, if you are in the Skill Up Challenge class, I'm going to look for that video on Facebook. Hopefully I'll share with you. I think I should also share some of this video on my YouTube channel so that you can just easily pick and watch. So you are going to teach your children how to manage time. I also have a template I shared in the Skill Up Your Child challenge at the beginning, where we have the entire hours we have, time we have in the day, we have it out. And I told you, you can block your time. You set your time Like I was telling my kids yesterday that they close from school 3:30 and will get home 4 o'clock. I've structured my time in such a way that from that 4 o'clock till 7:30 till like 7:55, it's for I can really attend to them. We can do anything. I don't have a heavy work. When there's nothing forthcoming, I can pick my laptop and be doing something. But when there's something forthcoming, I've structured it, I've blocked it in such a way that it is for them. It is for them. It's only that is why sometimes when you call me at that time or you chat with me, I'm not able to answer because I've blocked it for them. However, when the times maybe I have free time in between that time, I can actually take it. So you need to teach them to manage their time. I think I've treated this. Maybe I would if I get a video, I'll put it here. Then you can look at it. It will help you teach your children about how to manage their time. Another thing you need to teach children is organizational skills. Yes, it's one thing children are not focused, and so it's one of the reasons children are not productive. Even adults, very many adults are not productive because they are not organized. They don't know how to organize themselves. You see people going to church in the morning. It is when they will start looking for shoe, looking for shirt, looking for a lot of things all together. It starts from childhood. When children, they are so disorganized, everything is everywhere. When they are not now tell me, a child that cannot find his pen to go to school, how would the child be able to copy notes? It doesn't work like that. A child that doesn't know where he put his or her notebook or his or her textbook or anything, how would the child be able to study? That is it. So you need to teach your children to be organized. I tell my children that everything has a home. Create a home for everything. I tell them that anything that doesn't have a home is a junk, is a trash. It belongs to the trash bin. So everything has a home. You must be organized. It makes you productive. Now when you want something, you just go there, you grab it. I tell them, I say, imagine I am cooking in the kitchen. I'm looking for my bottle of salt. What do you think will happen? If you're supposed to eat by 8 p.m., if you're supposed to eat by 5 p.m., it simply means that maybe we'll look for the salt, so we may not eat until maybe, until we eventually find the salt, So teach your children to organize. Everything has a home. Create a home for everything. This also topic is also I also shared this in the Skill Up Your Child Challenge. If you are there, you know that is a lot going on there. If you are not following, you are not taking action, you are not going to get results. But as long as you are following, you are taking action, I tell you, it's a very empowering class and you are going to get a whole lot. Somebody is saying what? Best? Whatever that means. Okay. Focus and concentration. One thing that happens to children a great deal of the time is distraction. For your child to be productive, you need to teach them distraction management, especially in this time where very many children have gadgets. Phone can be addictive. I remember someone put on Facebook that someone complained on Facebook that someone complained on Facebook that the child is always on the phone, and somebody asked her who modeled it to her. I said, are you kidding me? Do they model phone use? Nah, phone use is one of the things they don't model. Internet addiction is something they do not model. Who modeled it to you? You as a parent, who model? It's not about modeling, it's addictive. It is what it is. It is fun, it is easy, it is addictive. It can be a distraction. So teach your children to manage distraction, internal and external. We shared more on this in the academy, in the Skill Up Your Child Challenge. Someone says, can you turn on lights of them? Smile for us. I shared more on this in the Skill Up Your Child Challenge class the other day. Distraction, types of distraction, and how you can teach your child to manage the distraction. That is it. Your child must learn to manage distraction. Distractions come in the way of productivity. Oops. In the way of productivity. When they pick up, even as an adult, when you pick up your phone, I saw on Facebook some time ago where someone said, oh, they just picked up their phone to say they want to check. They picked up their phone by 8 a.m. and they wanted to check something, and before they knew what was happening, it was 6 p.m. 8 p.m. Are you kidding me? So have I been here for 10-12 hours? Really? So that is how distractive phone can be. So you need to teach your children to minimize distraction. Distraction can come in the way of productivity. I've had parents complain that, oh, my daughter is always burning food. My son will cook the food, will get burnt. And I ask, there is a reason why the food is getting burnt. Your child doesn't just want the food. It doesn't just say, oh, I want this food to get burnt, or I enjoy burning food. No, there is a reason why the food is getting burnt. There's a reason why the food is getting burnt. And during the investigation, one of them said, and the child goes to watch television. That is it. It's a distraction. Your child is cooking, they're watching TV at the same time. What do you expect? They're going to get carried away. Maybe when they now perceive the smell of the burning food before they realize, oh my gosh, I was cooking. So teach your children to minimize distraction. And one way to minimize distraction is to avoid such cases of television and cooking. Don't even put on the television. There should be a structure. TV time and television time should, TV time and cooking time should not merge. Okay. Another one is problem solving skills. Problem solving skills. One reason children are not productive is because they are not able to navigate their way. They're actually getting a task done, and they encounter an issue. What do? They just give up. At the end of the day, they are not productive because they are not able to navigate their ways. Now, this is why, as parents, we must focus on empowering our children with problem solving skills. One of the ways we do that is by not solving problems for them all of the time. No, your duty is not to solve your child's problem for him. Your duty is to guide your child to find solutions to their problems. When you solve your child's problem for them, you are not helping them. Now, when you jump into rescue, you are not helping them. Mistake is one of the major tools we can explore in parenting. Let your child make mistakes. They will learn from the mistake. Now, let me share something with you that happens in my house today. So, so today, my gas cooker has fault. So if I fill in the cylinder, by the following day, even if it's 15 kg, by the following day it's gone. So I've been trying to trace it for the longest time ever. So I just kind of resigned and went to use that small camp gas. However, something happened. You know the camp gas, they have stands. So yesterday evening, when my son was trying to, after cooking, he wanted to make hot water for, I don't remember what now. The legs of the camp gas fell. So we couldn't cook with it this morning. Thank God we had finished cooking yesterday. Couldn't cook with it this morning. So while I was trying to wrap my head around how we're going to fix it, I remember they've always said, oh, my daughter actually has always said, oh, mommy, XYZ came with money to school, to school with money today, and she enjoyed. She bought drinks, she bought snacks, a lot of snacks and chocolate. She enjoyed. You know, she's always saying that. So this morning I said to them, okay, what are we going to do? We can buy bread, then you fill in the bread, even though there is nothing we can do on fire. You just put the bread with jam and peanut butter, and then you now make your tea. That can hold you in school for a while. You know, bread. They said no, they don't want bread. I should give them the money. I said okay, good and fine. It was going to be a lesson for them. I gave them the money, and guess what? They came back. By the time I was going to pick them, I still hadn't fixed it because I didn't get a place to actually get to get something to replace it. So when they were coming by, I picked them from school by 2. Thank God it was half day today too. They were hungry. They were super hungry. Oh my God. You know, funny enough, I had a little bread left. I told myself I wasn't going to give them this bread. Nah. If I give them this bread, they will not learn to delay. Let them learn to persevere. So I didn't give them the bread. They got home and they were telling me how they would not want to take snacks money to school ever again. They rather have food. If it's food, they will not be hungry. But because they don't take food, they took money, they were super hungry. That is, they have learned by themselves consequences of their decisions. They will always face it. So what am I trying to say? Let your children make mistakes. It is part of it. If they don't make mistakes, they will not learn. When they make mistakes, let them come with solutions. It is why I tell parents that when your child makes a mistake, what do? They are going to come and apologize. And when they do something wrong, they are going to come and apologize. After apologizing, they are going to proffer solution. You are not the one telling them, oh, next time don't do this. You are going to say, okay, next time what are you going to do better? How are you going to fix this particular thing? Let them think, okay, what I have done, it is wrong. It is wrong because of XYZ. So next time I'm not going to do this again. And this is what I'm going to do instead, because something actually made them do what they did, right? Something will make them behave. So let them by themselves tell you what they will do next time in the face of that thing, because that trigger will always be there. For example, your two kids, they are bickering. Now what do you want to do? Maybe a sibling, oh, she was looking for my trouble, like they always say. The other sibling will always look for the other sibling's trouble. So let them come up with, okay, next time she looks for my trouble, this is how I'm going to fix it. Problem solving. Teach them how to solve problems to help them be more productive. Remember I said when they don't know how to solve problems, they're just likely going to leave the task, whatever they have. That way they become less productive. The next thing I want to share with you is raise them to be independent. Raise them to be independent. Last week was all about raising independent children. So you want to go back to last week's video to learn how to raise independent children. So I'm not going to overflog that one. When children are not independent, they always depend on you or people around to get things done for them or to help them out with things. So they cannot be productive. What about if the people they rely on are not there? What about if the system they rely on are not there? They're not going to get productive. So if the system is not there for them to be productive, they are not going to get productive. And guess what? These days, it is easy for us to raise dependent children who depend on Google for answers, children who depend on a lot of stuff, who depend because, like I said one time on Facebook, the processes are going and they are fast going. Growing up, there were a lot of processes we had to follow to get to what we wanted to achieve our goal or our aim or to get satisfaction. You know, those processes actually taught us independence, because in the process of those processes, yes, we learned a lot of skills. We learned perseverance. We learned a lot of skills. But now those processes are going away. Yeah, they are fast going. So what do we want to do? What was it? How we can, the little ones we can bring back, how we can bring them back and raise our children to be independent. One way to raise your child to be independent is to assign responsibilities, age-appropriate responsibilities. Like I said, when you assign age-appropriate responsibilities, it is age-appropriate for a reason, which means your child can deliver without your supervision, without you hovering around. So what do you want to do? You want to leave the sky where you are hovering around your child. Sit down and watch and let your child deliver. Assign age-appropriate responsibilities and let your child deliver. Will they make mistakes? They will learn from the mistakes. That is how they will grow. Build resilience and perseverance. You can't take them away from productivity. One of the reasons, like I said, when children are not productive, it is because they are not able to persevere. When the battle gets tough, they just give up. When they meet tough encounters, they give up. It is why. So you need to begin to build perseverance. You need to begin to build resilience. We have a video here that talks about how to raise resilient children, how to build perseverance in your children. I think one of them, you need to begin to let them learn perseverance. It is one way to raise them to be productive. Because hey, yes, I was telling my children that, you see, life throws a lot of stones. Oh, life throws a lot of stones from friends, from family, from your personal goals, from a lot of stones life throws. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to stand, let the stones crush you, or you are going to just let the stone pile up and you build with them? What are you going to do? Take the stone and build, or let the stone crush you? It's up to you. So perseverance and resilience, your child needs it to be productive. Very many people, at the slightest disappointment, at the slightest setback, they give up and they run away. Why? Because they do not have perseverance in them. It is why we hear people depressed. That's the story for another day. So now, raise your children to have resilience, to know how to persevere. It is one important way to actually help them become productive, because obstacles will always come. Things will always come in the way. The ability for them to say, no, I'm not going to give up at this point, is what is called perseverance, that will help them go and achieve all they want to achieve. Yes, if you are joining me, my name is Enimie Orebo, and this is Parenting with Enimie Orebo, brought to you by the Visionary Parent and Academy where parents come together, craft their vision, set their goals, get empowered to smash their goals. Like this particular life class is a part of our ongoing challenge, Skill Up Your Child Challenge. Skill Up Your Child Challenge. You can go back. We've had the first one, we had the first class on raising creating an environment that inspires productivity. The second class was raising independent children. Now is how to help your child become productive. I do hope you are getting value. If you are getting value, please do well to drop it in the comment section that you are getting value and you are going to take action. The next one, I just talked about resilience. The next one is self-discipline. Self-discipline. Now, you can't raise productive children without talking about self-discipline. It's not possible. And coincidentally, there's a video here also that talks about self-discipline. You want to go and check out the video. I think it was a live class too. You can't raise productive children without self-discipline now. When I talk about focus and distraction, when I talk about perseverance and all of that, they are all results. Your child is able to attain that behavioral level, if I must use that phrase, when they are self-disciplined. So you must build self-discipline in your children. And it is not, these things are not genetic. Nah, there is a set of behaviors that are learned if properly taught. So you need to sit down and begin to think, how do I teach my child these things? You don't even need to think much because we have all of them in this YouTube channel. So you want to go back to the channel and go over all the courses we have done so far. You are going to be highly empowered. So raise self-disciplined children. Another thing you want to do is to teach them to say no. Yes, teach them to say no. If your child knows to say no, they are going to be more productive, because in the course of trying to be productive, things will come in the way, distractions will come, even friends and family will come and want to give them additional task, or something will just come that calls for their attention that may not be as important as the goal they have set. So you need to teach them to say no. They need to know when to say no. They need to know when to prioritize and when to prioritize. They just need to learn to prioritize, and they need to learn to stick with their priorities. They need to learn to discern what is coming to them. If it's not urgent, then I have to say no to it. So your children need the willpower to be able to say no. If they cannot say no, it is likely that they are going to be less productive. Being able to say no will make them productive because they have set their goals. Like I said, they have their goals set already. So when other things start coming up, what are they going to do? Are they going to leave their goals and run after the other things? No, they are going to be able to stand up and look in the face of whatever is coming to them and say, no, I have my priorities, I have my goals, I am focused, let me do what I need to do, and I want to be productive. I have a lot I need to do today. Like I always tell my children, you can play, you can do anything you like, but the first thing you want to do is the goals you have set, achieve them. After achieving those goals, you can do anything you like, it doesn't matter. So when somebody comes to you, you have played, you tell the person, yes, I've achieved a lot today, I'm a productive girl, I have produced a lot of things today. Now this is time for me to relax and have fun. This is my reward. The fun I'm having right now is my reward for having a productive day or for being productive. So teach them to say no. The last thing I want to talk about is model it. Model it. Model it. Model it. Model productivity. You cannot want to raise productive children when you are not productive as a parent. Like I said, productivity is measurable. You have to be able to measure it. Like I said again in the Skill Up Your Child Challenge class, and in I think in one of the classes in this productivity, I said one of the things you want to do as a parent, you set your goals. Your children have their goals. At the end of the day, you all come together, you review your goals together. These were the things I achieved today. Your children know that you are productive. You have your goals for the day. You must have your goals for the day. I have my goals for the day. My goals are there. I have them in my written in my small book. I had to give my big daily goals writing book to my older son just to encourage him. That one that has daily writing, you have your time, you have your things to do, is with him. I transferred my own goals to a small jotter that is very handy. So you have your goals every day. In the group, in the Skill Up Your Child Challenge group, I tell you as parents, every single day, whether you are a stay-at-home parent, you work from home parent, you go to work parent, every evening spend just 10 minutes of your time. You and your children sit together, you write your goals, they write their goals. The following day, you come back together, you take your goals, you review your goals, they review their goals. I told my children yesterday, a while ago, earlier today rather, what we are going to start doing is, when we write our goals, we are going to, when it's time to review, we are going to swap it. It's not the one that you come and say, okay, I did this. No, swap it, and everybody, we can see if we all achieve our goals or not. We look at it and say, okay, this was one of the goals you wrote today. Did you achieve it? Yes, you achieved it 100%. That is it. When you have your goals, they have their goals, everyone has their goals, you all come together, you review your goals together. They will see that as their parent, as their dad, as their mom, you have your goals and you are achieving your goals. That way you are modeling productivity to them. They too have their goals, they are achieving their goals. It's not just short-term goals, you have your long-term goals, and then you now have your the breakdown of your goals. Set your goals properly. At the beginning of the month is going to end, next week end or thereabout. So what you want to do with your children, sit down and say, this is going to be this is my goal for this period. This is your goal for this period. So at the beginning of this time, we had a project. How are you going with the project if you're in the Skill Up Challenge class? How are you going with the project? We're supposed to have that project and break it down into every day. So when you're setting your goals, it is part of your daily to do. This is my goal for the day. This is your goal. This is your goal. They all have their goals. You come back together. At the end of the day, when you are coming to review, you come back with your goal review. They are seeing your progress. You are seeing their progress. You are putting in the work. You are being productive. If at any time you were not able to achieve your goal, you had a reason for not being able to achieve your goal, and you are going to explain the reason to them. I wasn't able to achieve my goal because of X, Y, Z. These were the factors that came against my growth and my goals today. So what am I going to do? How am I going to achieve the goals going forward? Or am I going to make sure I surmount the obstacles that came my way today going forward? You are going to also share that with them. At the end of the day, you are modeling productivity to your children. Whoo! I was hearing myself just gushing out, pouring it out literally. Anyways, I'm certain you were able to follow me and you caught every message I shared. I'm going to share this in the Visionary Parent, in the Skill Up Your Child Challenge. Yes, I'm going to share this with them so that they can use this to support what they are learning here. Thank you so much. This is the end of the class. I shared, I think 12 ways you can help your child become more productive. I said establish routines, then set goals, teach them to prioritize tasks, teach them time management, teach them to organize, teach them to focus, teach them to problem solve, teach them to be independent and take initiative, teach them to be resilient and persevering, teach them self-discipline, model productivity, and of course teach them to say no. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. We'll go back to the group now to get our tasks for tomorrow and continue with our productivity challenge. Do have a fantastic evening.